Any questions?
Given your, I don't know if this is quite on topic, but given your financial background,
Yeah.
what gave Famous Grouse the confidence to take you on as the manager for the...
That's a really good question. That's a really good question. I should get my manager in, shouldn't I, ask him? I think it was a punt, a bit of a risk actually, because the job, they actually had someone in before me, and again, I'm not speaking out of turn. It didn't work out. It didn't work out. He had a background in tourism, interesting enough, but he didn't have the internal relationships to hand, and he never ever brokered those. He never managed to sort of get inside to, to know how to use. A big part of my job, I haven't mentioned it there, but actually is working with. We have a lot of inbound visitors who come in from markets who are ambassadors for us to sell our products in Taiwan, America, whatever. They come in and they use our venue as well, and it must all be all message from a brand perspective. He never really got to grips with that, and as a result, it started not to be used by the brand team and the commercial team because they were slightly worried about what kind of experience they would get. So I think they realised early on that someone who had internal relationships would be a benefit because they understand how important that is and how to use that. That's one half of it. They understood also that I think the business got to the point where the only way to make budget was to cut, and so it was staff being cut and it was expenditure being cut. So it's kind of that downward spiral where actually they're only in at one place, which is probably broke, and with a rubbish experience. So all of that, I think they realised someone with a financial head on actually knew, what was required and how they could actually develop that. But I think probably what swung it and kind of surprised them a little bit was, you're right, financial background, brand suit, whatever. I think they understood my passion. They kind of got that in the interview, and they thought, we are taking a punt on this guy, but he has X, Y, and Z from a financial background, very sort of rigorous. Well, it used to be rigorous. I think the banking sector has shown that maybe not the case, but very rigorous and very controlled. For me, I've kind of given quite a lot of freedom to go out and try things, and we tried things that haven't worked. We pulled them. We tried to do bar suppers in January and February when we were quiet, and it bombed, and I lost money. Just move on. Just don't do it this year, or you try something different.
How important to your staff and the business is the achievement of things like the Thistle Award? I know that sounds maybe a daft thing, but is that much of their motivation and particularly your motivation, or is it just a kind of add-on?
No.
Kind of thing?
I wish I were here to ask them, because it's very hard to get those kind of things out of them. I always involve the staff where I can, so there were 12 of us at the Thistle, 13 of us at the Thistles this year. Huge investment, because I put them up in a hotel and everything. We've been there before and won nothing, and I go, crikey, that was a lot of money to waste on a night. But actually it's more than that, because it's a night out, it gets them into their posh frocks and just a good feel about it. I think it's important to involve them and to see the occasion, to see how important it is in the industry, because I know how important it is, but maybe someone working the shop doesn't really get that, because their importance to them is to make sure that mail order is delivered on time and the person gets their personalised bottle, whatever it is. For them it's not so important, but when they see how we're put up in bright lights and everything, and how big an industry it is and some of the competitors we're up against, I think they suddenly get it and they take it back into the industry. Back into our business rather. For me, we don't go for everything. We've got to be careful you don't become just known for winning awards. That's not what it's about. We're very choosy. So Thistles this year was a big one for us. We went for the Thistles, and we go for local Perthshire Chamber of Commerce ones. So we've got that week after next. We're doing that. So that's the kind of two big ones for us. We went for National Business Award last year, and we got, we got shortlisted, but for me it was kind of a recognition that was probably a step too far, and actually they were playing out of our comfort zone. It wasn't actually any benefit to us. The staff didn't. I didn't get it, and the staff didn't get it. It was just up against Orange and people like that, and Tesco and da. It was different ball game altogether. But I think the team get it. I think for me, the thing I try and take back to them is that it's independent. I can tell them they're great until they're blue in the face, or until I'm blue in the face. And it's good that internal customers, people from the brand team tell them the guy's doing a great job, I have great feedback from such and such. But actually if someone in the industry or someone outside the industry who's coming to look at our business and being quite rigorous about that process is telling you, do you know what, actually you are best in class in this particular discipline, that kind of shows that it's working and we're doing something right. The IIP one I'd probably say is as important to me as a Thistle, because the IIP, it's not a prize, it's not an award, it's an accreditation. And it shows that you are structured in your approach and you are doing things in a way that is actually going to benefit your business, and you can really see tangible benefits from that, and it pulls it all together. So for me, that was actually as important as the thistles. But thistles are nice. We've never won a thistle before last year, and you know, it's important for the business that you spend it shows that money isn't everything. £2.5 million. We won a BAFTA for our interactive show. All singing, all dancing, adverts, blah blah blah. Didn't win a thistle. So it's not all about money. It's about how you apply that.